Most people over 60 don't realize this. But right now, a biochemical storm may be unfolding inside their abdomen. Research teams at Harvard recently mapped the molecular profile of visceral fat and found that a single pound of this hidden fat releases hundreds of pro-inflammatory compounds, substances capable of accelerating aging inside the liver, pancreas, and even the heart. What startled scientists wasn't just the number of toxins, but how aggressively visceral fat behaves after age 60. It becomes more metabolically active and more destructive. Yet something unexpected emerged. Adults between 60 and 75 who followed a targeted protocol, one that works with aging physiology rather than against it, reduced this dangerous fat by staggering amounts. In some cases, their scans showed changes so dramatic that researchers repeated the measurements out of disbelief. As a surgeon with decades of clinical experience, I've seen firsthand how quickly the body can deteriorate when visceral fat goes unchecked, and how rapidly it can recover when given the right biological cues. Before we continue, comment your age and where you're watching from. I personally read every comment. Today, I'll walk you through the 5 most effective, science-supported strategies for eliminating visceral fat after 60. Each one taps into a different aspect of metabolism: hormones, circadian rhythms, thermoregulation, gut ecology, and the nervous system. And the number one technique has almost nothing to do with diet or exercise, yet it consistently outperformed every other approach in controlled studies. Let's begin our countdown. As we move into our 60s, the body undergoes a major physiological shift. Muscle tissue becomes less responsive to dietary protein, a phenomenon called anabolic resistance. If protein intake is too low or mistimed, the body begins breaking down muscle for energy, and visceral fat expands to compensate. Research from leading nutrition institutes shows that adults over 60 require 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein per meal to activate muscle protein synthesis. This matters because each pound of muscle is metabolically expensive. It burns energy continuously. Visceral fat does not. By consistently stimulating muscle tissue, you force the body to pull fuel away from deep abdominal fat reserves. Japanese longevity practitioners have known this intuitively for generations. Their morning meals often center on fish, tofu, or fermented soy to jumpstart metabolism early in the day. How to apply it: consume 25-30 grams of protein within 1 hour of waking. Choose sources that digest easily: eggs, Greek yogurt, tofu, or a high-quality protein shake. For lunch and dinner, use a palm-sized portion of lean protein fish, poultry, beans, or lentils. Make protein the foundation of the meal. Add vegetables and complex carbohydrates afterward. Benefits: seniors report steady energy, improved strength, less abdominal bloating, a noticeable tightening of the waistline within weeks. This rhythmic protein stimulation creates a metabolic pulse, one that can burn through months of accumulated visceral fat far faster than most people imagine. As we descend to number 4, we turn to a principle that surprised even experienced researchers. The body contains 2 primary types of fat. White fat stores energy. This includes visceral fat. Brown fat burns energy to generate heat. After 60, brown fat becomes less responsive but not inactive. Scientists found that mild, controlled cold exposure can reactivate these heat-producing cells. Once activated, brown fat draws fuel directly from visceral fat stores. A study involving older adults showed that simply lowering the home environment to 66 degrees Fahrenheit, 19 degrees Celsius for 2 hours significantly increased brown fat activity. Even more astonishing, participants experienced measurable reductions in visceral fat in just a few weeks. Japanese centenarians unknowingly harnessed this mechanism. Many live in cooler, minimally heated homes, and routinely exposed their bodies to brisk morning air. How to apply it: spend 2 hours each evening in a slightly cool room while wearing light clothing. End your warm shower with 30 seconds of cool water, gradually building up as tolerated. Drink cold water periodically throughout the day to add mild thermogenic demand. Benefits: improved metabolic flexibility, reduction in deep abdominal fat, better sleep due to enhanced thermoregulation, with nothing more than a gentle drop in temperature. You can flip a biological switch that compels your body to melt visceral fat for heat. Now we reach number 3, where circadian biology takes center stage. Researchers examining adults over 60 discovered that when you eat may be as important as what you eat. Meal timing shapes insulin response, nighttime fat metabolism, and overall digestive efficiency, all of which shift dramatically with age. Restricting meals to an 8 to 10-hour daytime window supports a nightly metabolic transition from burning circulating sugars to burning stored fat. Visceral fat, being more metabolically available, is targeted first. This mirrors traditional Japanese eating patterns, where elders often finish dinner early and allow the digestive tract to rest overnight. How to apply it? Start with a 12-hour eating window, e.g. 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Reduce the window by 30 minutes per week until you reach 8-10 hours. Avoid eating 3 hours before bedtime. Water, tea, and black coffee are permitted outside the window. Benefits: improved insulin sensitivity, deeper sleep, noticeably flatter abdomen in the morning, increased growth hormone release during sleep, which supports fat mobilization. This single adjustment can turn each night into a 7-hour visceral fat-burning interval without changing anything else in your diet. As we approach number 2, we enter the realm of the microbiome, a field transforming our understanding of aging. Soluble fiber is not merely a digestive aid. After 60, it becomes a metabolic regulator. When soluble fiber mixes with water, it forms a viscous gel that slows glucose absorption, steadies insulin, and creates a stable environment for beneficial bacteria. These microbes produce short-chain fatty acids, especially butyrate, which send direct signals to the liver and fat cells to reduce visceral fat storage. Studies involving adults over 60 revealed that consistent soluble fiber intake could lower visceral fat significantly. But results nearly doubled when paired with prebiotics, foods that feed the gut bacteria responsible for producing fat-modulating compounds. In Japan, older adults regularly consume konjac root, a potent soluble fiber, along with fermented vegetables rich in prebiotics. Their abdominal fat levels reflect that pattern. How to apply it? Add 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed to your morning shake. Take konjac, glucosamine, and about 3 grams with a full glass of water 30 minutes before lunch. Include beans or lentils with dinner. Eat natural prebiotics daily: onions, garlic, or Jerusalem artichokes. Benefits: smoother digestion, lower blood sugar fluctuations, reduced inflammation, a sustained decline in visceral fat. When your gut bacteria receive the right fibers, they transform into a metabolic ally, quietly directing your body to drain visceral fat reserves around the clock. Now we arrive at number 1, the most unexpected and powerful method. Most people assume fat loss depends solely on calories and exercise. Yet emerging evidence shows the autonomic nervous system may hold the master key, especially after 60. Chronic low-grade stress elevates cortisol, a hormone that preferentially stores fat around the organs. No diet or workout can fully counteract this effect, but activating the vagus nerve, the primary channel of the parasympathetic nervous system, can dramatically reduce cortisol and restore metabolic balance. Controlled breathing done in a specific pattern has been shown to activate the vagus nerve more effectively than meditation alone. As a surgeon, I've seen how profoundly the vagus nerve influences digestion, blood flow, inflammation, and fat metabolism. The technique: inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 7 seconds. Exhale slowly through the mouth for 8 seconds. Place one hand on the chest and one on the abdomen to ensure diaphragmatic breathing. Continue for 15 minutes. Twice daily. Critical timing morning session. Immediately upon waking, when cortisol is naturally highest. Afternoon session between 3-5 p.m. when cortisol rises again. Benefits. Calms the autonomic nervous system. Reduces cortisol levels, enhances insulin sensitivity, unlocks visceral fat for energy. Improves overall emotional well-being, with nothing but your breath. You can flip your body out of stress mode and into a profound metabolic state that melts visceral fat, often faster than diet and exercise combined. Visceral fat is not an inevitable consequence of aging. It is a modifiable, responsive tissue that reacts quickly when given precise biological signals. Start with the breathing technique. It requires nothing but intentionality, and layer in the other strategies week by week. Adults over 60 who follow these 5 evidence-based methods consistently report not only a reduction in waist size, but profound improvements in energy, sleep, mobility, and emotional clarity. Your body is still capable of transformation. Age is not the barrier, it is the map. Subscribe, because tomorrow I'll reveal another longevity-based routine used by Japanese elders.